Hey everyone, it's Hex again. I'm coming at you with a requested video. Um, a couple people had actually requested that I do another video on essential oils, talking about my top five essential oils. I'm actually going to talk about my top six, and I have five of the six to show you here. I actually left my essential oil bag at work, which has some of my other oils in it that I keep with me at all times, and one of them is in there. So I'm actually do two different videos about this. I'll do the blends at a later time, talking about my top five essential oil blends. Now these are specifically going to be about doTERRA essential oils because that's the brand of choice that I use. It's the ones I trust. And as I talk about each oil, you'll understand why I choose this brand. So let's get started. Um, my number one favorite essential oil in terms of one that I've repurchased the most is lemon. Lemon essential oil is an amazing oil because it's actually really easy to come by. Lemons are a high yield fruit when it comes to essential oil, and it's cold pressed from the rind of the actual lemon. So as you can see, I hardly have any left because I've been using it a lot. Um, In terms of the magical properties, lemon is used a lot for friendship. It's used in cleansing, purification, and that's tied into a lot of the medicinal benefits of lemon essential oil. So as far as like the medicinal benefits of essential oils, um, this is not an FDA approved claim by any means. It's just it's something that I have found, and it's something that there have been studies done on. That have proven it so, but the FDA still does not fully support and regulate essential oil use for what I'm about to talk about. So just keep that in mind. Um, Specifically, doTERRA essential oils, there are a few that you can take internally, meaning like I put my lemon in water and I take it that way. Um, it's great for detoxification, and it's also good for helping with hydration. It has a high content of limonene. Um, which is an aromatic compound or like a chemical compound that does quite a few different benefits for the body. Lemon is great if someone has a fever and you don't want to give them like a Tylenol or an acetaminophen, anything like that, to break the fever. You can use lemon essential oil, a couple drops under the tongue or in some water will help to break a fever. Um, I'll talk about the other two oils, but lemon, lavender, and peppermint. If you do 2 drops of each in a shot of water every morning, it'll help with seasonal allergies. It actually, all the compounds in them work together to ease that discomfort. It's something that I take every day. I have really bad allergies, and I do my essential oils like that. If not every single day, a couple times a week, and it just helps my body to fend off the allergies. So lemon is one of my must-haves. Next thing I'll talk about, since I mentioned it, is lavender. As you can see, I've used a whole bottle of lavender here. Lavender essential oil, again, is one of the more common essential oils. I believe lavender is another high-yield plant. Um, Now, doTERRA sources their lavender from the high Alps of France, which is the like source of where that plant comes from in the world. And it's where you can get the highest quality benefits from lavender plants. So they're picked at a certain time of the year to ensure that the lavender has the best benefits for us. Um, and these oils are certified organic or beyond organic. They're pure therapeutic grade, the highest quality oils that you can get. Now, lavender, we pretty much all know the magical uses of lavender. You can use it for spiritual communication, um, third eye opening. I mean, the list goes on and on and on when it comes to lavender. Lavender is also great, though, medicinally for emotional support. So, helping with anxiety, sleep, insomnia, anything like that, it'll work great with. Again, mixing it with lemon and peppermint, lavender is good for seasonal allergies. Um, Let me see what else. Lavender. Um, Lavender is amazing, you guys, for burns. So if you get a sunburn, or I'll give you guys a story. My sister, She gets a pretty fuzzy face, and she uses the brand Nair. It's that hair removal. It's a depilatory cream, and she got the one for the face, and she put it on, and apparently had a reaction to the Nair, and she'd had it on for maybe a minute and a half out of the 5 minutes total you're supposed to leave it on, and she got a severe chemical burn on her face. Um, so I had her wash it off to clean it off. Her face was on fire, literally on fire. Her skin was peeling and blistering. Putting lavender on my fingers, and I went ahead and massaged it into the skin without dilution. Lavender is a neat oil if you get it from doTERRA, so you don't have to dilute it. If you tend to be more sensitive, you just want to dilute oils in general, so just remember that. And the lavender actually helped to soothe the burn, to promote skin healing, and it also prevented the skin from separating and causing blisters, so that her skin was able to heal. And the next day there was no sign of a chemical burn, it was just a little red in that area. So that's another use for lavender. One of my next favorites is rosemary essential oil. Now, rosemary, you guys, I think is like a witch's obviously must have essential oil, or even an herb in general. Rosemary, depending on the person, has quite a few different properties. Rosemary is amazing magically for protection, for purification and cleansing, for banishment, for protection. I think I said protection already, but protection from harm specifically, when it comes down to others hexing you or cursing you, things like that. I've heard rosemary's even been used in like possession cases in other cultures where people are believed to be possessed. They use rosemary for dispelling demons. Now, medicinally, rosemary is considered an antiseptic. It does have some great antiviral, antibacterial properties. Again, that's not an FDA claim. That's just something that has been done in studies and has been found by herbalists that rosemary is one of those things that does really well. One thing that I personally do, I have naturally really fine hair. And I lose my hair very easily. My dad has very thin hair. It's a genetic thing. So I actually mix lavender and rosemary essential oils, neat with no dilution, in a roller ball, and I apply them to my scalp every night, and it helps to strengthen my hair and promote better hair growth. So that's one thing that you can do with rosemary. Rosemary is also great for respiratory issues. So if you're having anything respiratory and you don't necessarily want to use a mint of some kind, you can go ahead and use rosemary on the bottoms of your feet, or inhaled or in a diffuser. I use rosemary for quite a few different things. It's also great in cooking. So rosemary, again, is one of those that can be used as a supplement in your cooking, or in like a capsule, or in waters even. Only certain oils can do that, and I will let you guys know which oils can and can't as I talk about them particularly. Actually, all the oils that I'm talking about here can be used internally as well as topically and aromatically. Yeah, I mean, rosemary has so many uses. It's one of the more popular oils I think that doTERRA sells, just because you can use it for quite a few different things. While we're on that subject of rosemary, I want to talk about oregano. Oregano, you guys have heard it as oil of oregano. It's the same thing. From doTERRA, is one of their strongest and most potent oils. Now this one, you guys, has got to be diluted. It's a caustic oil, which means that it can cause irritation to the skin and a burning sensation. And it's just because it's what caustic oil is, a hot oil essentially. So when it touches the skin, it's so powerful that it creates a reaction on the skin, and it just makes it really feel hot to the touch. So you'll definitely want to dilute oregano. Magically, there are a bunch of different uses for oregano. It can be used in money spells. It can be used in I mean, God, protection. There's so many different ways to use oregano. That's going to be something, depending on your path, you would have to look into. I know there's a few uses in hoodoo, particularly, that I use oregano for magically. I don't use it all that often because I'm not a big fan of the smell. There's other ones that I prefer to use, like patchouli and cinnamon. But as far as oregano being used medicinally, oregano is one of the strongest antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal immune support oils that you can get. Now, again, not an FDA claim, just something that have had studies shown. It's been used for thousands of years for that purpose. Um, Oregano, though, is one of those that you're going to want to use very carefully. You're going to want to do your research about it, possibly talk to your doctor if you're not too sure how to go ahead and use it. And sorry, guys, my lighting's dropping. There's clouds outside right now. Um, Oregano can be taken, you shouldn't be using oregano for more than 2 weeks at a time internally because it acts like a really strong broad spectrum antibiotic. So if someone, let's say they have the flu or a chest cold or something like on the beginnings of pneumonia or bronchitis, something like that, oregano is great to take internally because it'll help to ward off that bacteria or that infection. Um, you want to put that in a veggie cap form, or mix it with coconut oil and eat it like that. There's a few ways to take it. It just depends like on your preference. Oregano tastes horrible by itself. It doesn't smell very good either, so it's very, very, very strong oil. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to use oregano. You want to only take it, I would say no more than like 7 days, but up to 2 weeks the most. Just for your protection, consult a physician before you use that. It's not something that I recommend you do without proper knowledge. Oregano is really good too for skin tags. So if you guys have skin tags, there's a couple different causes for skin tags. Sometimes it's viral, and sometimes it's caused by a sweaty collar of like a t-shirt from working hard, rubbing against the neck, and it creates a skin tag. I actually have a couple skin tags that I'm going to use this for, just from being at work, in my collar rubbing all the time and wearing necklaces all the time. I got a few skin tags. So what I do is I take a small little roller ball and I mix like five to maybe 10 to it's about 6 or 7 drops of oregano oil with coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil in the roller ball, and then every night I'll go ahead and apply the mixture to the skin tag. Now you'll feel it tingle or maybe itch a little bit, and that's actually the oil penetrating the skin because oregano is a caustic oil. It won't burn, but it'll feel like almost when you freeze off a wart if you've ever had something like that done. So that is oregano. There's plenty of other uses for that. If you guys have further like in-depth questions, feel free to message me on any of the oils that I talk about today. Yeah. So the next oil I'm going to talk about is grapefruit. Grapefruit is one of my favorite essential oils. It's actually my second most used besides lemon on a day-to-day basis. I use grapefruit, again, much like lemon. Grapefruit is amazing because it is, again, a citrus oil. Your citrus oils are going to eat toxins very easily. So it's great for detoxing. I put that in water a lot. I like to mix it into my teas sometimes. It has the taste of grapefruit, but without the bitterness that eating a real grapefruit will give you. In my diffuser, if you want a really grounding blend as a scent, grapefruit and rosemary together makes an amazing, very grounding blend. That's what I use when I meditate. Grapefruit is also good applied topically, mixed with an essential or with a carrier oil over areas where you have stubborn cellulite or stubborn maybe belly fat that you're trying to work off, and you want to make your own wrap. You'll mix 5 drops of grapefruit oil with 3 to 5 drops of a carrier oil. Apply it to the area, wrap it in saran wrap, keep it on for at least 45 minutes, preferred overnight. And what it will actually do is it'll help to slowly dissipate and eat away the toxins that are wrapped in the fat in the stubborn cellulite area and help to smooth that out. Again, not an FDA claim, just something that studies have shown and that I've seen results happen for myself and for people that I know that have used it before. So grapefruit magically, you can pretty much use it like any other citrus oil. I know there's a few different paths that do grapefruit differently. There's some deities specifically that use grapefruit as well as an offering, so that would be something that you can use to feed offerings to your deities too. So keep that in mind. Now the last oil I actually don't have here, it's in my bag that I told you guys I left at work, is peppermint. Peppermint I talked about being used with lavender and lemon. Peppermint is great for vision, clear vision in terms of psychic vision. Magically, it's used for quite a few different purposes, but more so medicinally is where I would take peppermint. Peppermint is great for respiratory discomfort. It's great to mix with lavender and lemon for seasonal discomfort. It's great to mix with lavender and a carrier oil and apply it onto a sunburn if you have a sunburn. And the peppermint creates a cooling sensation to take the prickly heat away from the sunburn while the lavender does all of the healing work. Um, I mean, I could go on and on about peppermint. It's just one of those things that's incredible. It's great mixed with like a citrus oil or like a wild orange in a diffuser for a very uplifting scent. So, I think peppermint's one of the must-haves. My top three oils for sure would be lavender, lemon, peppermint. Those three together can take care of so many different facets in a medicinal standpoint. As far as magically, my oils would be completely different, I think, for that top choice. That's probably going to take a whole other video to talk about just my magical uses for oils. But yeah, that is my top five, actually my top six, I should say, for essential oils. If you guys have questions about essential oils, leave me some comments below or send me some messages on Facebook. I'd love to talk to you guys about it. If you want to know how to get your hands on some oils, feel free to message me and I will send you the information. And until next time, blessed be.